Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Truth Behind MIUI Updates. Now, we are continuing with the Redmi K20 Pro. We are sort of coming towards the end of this particular series for this device because we are already up to 11.0.6. At this point, we are still talking about Android 10. Now, in a couple of episodes, we will be reaching the last update, which is MIUI 12.5 based on Android 11. And I really expect that things will change quite a bit. But so far, it has been a very interesting journey because we started all the way in MIUI 10.3.3 with Android 9, we moved on to 10.3.5, then 10.4.7, the first update with Android 10, 11.0.1, and now 11.0.3, and finally in today's episode 11.0.6. Now usually in this particular series, I'll just give you a quick snap what we exactly do. We run 3D Mark, Geekbench multi-core and single-core, Antutu benchmark, and we compare them with all the updates. At the same time, I do share my experience with you guys, how good or bad the UI is, how is the battery backup and overall usage, so you can decide which is the best MIUI version. But the whole motive of this particular series is to tell you if actually Xiaomi is slowing down their devices with updates or not. But before we get into all of that, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a video. In the description of each video, you will find a link to our Telegram community. We have more than 1,000 like-minded people chatting with each other, so join us there. Last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright. So first things first, we will have a look at the changelog of 11.0.6. Now over here it says updated Android security patch to May 2020 and increased system security. Now this is sort of a dangerous spot for a device to be in where it is considered to be a Xiaomi device, because initially when you get a new phone, for example we have the Mi 11X, this is in the first 6 to 12 months wherein it will get a lot of fixes, a lot of attention, and in about 3 to 6 months we're going to get the Redmi K50, which will be the successor to the Mi 11X, and this will start receiving updates like this one. Now in these scenarios what happens is, it's not that Xiaomi doesn't improve their software, they do, but they don't actually tell you what is it that they have changed. So they will give you a one-liner like we've given you the latest security patch and we've done some under the hood changes. Now this is where the gray area is. This is where a lot of people get confused, because the whole question of should I update or not is hindered by this particular one line. Now for a layman, he would definitely update because updates are always considered to be good and a new security patch enhances your system security, but that is not the complete truth. It has been found, at least in the POCO F1 series, that by the time that device reached MIUI 12 or the latest version of MIUI 12, well, it was not even usable. That's how bad the software had become for the POCO F1, and mind you, it is not because it had an old chipset. Now, similar things seem to be happening with the Redmi K20 Pro, and I know a lot of you who are watching these videos, 90% of y'all will be on a custom ROM. Y'all will not bother to use the K20 Pro with the stock ROM at all. I completely agree. But for the few out there who have an unlocked bootloader and have only one device and want to use the device with the stock ROM, that's where this particular series will help you a lot. So first things first, let's talk about the first impressions. Now the UI as a whole in 11.0.6 for me has not been a problem. The fingerprint scanner, the sensors, all the other things, the pop-up camera, camera quality, camera features, Wi-Fi connectivity, additional things like Wi-Fi calling and stuff, all of them have been working great. The charging is fine, the battery backup is decent. I did occasionally notice the device heating up a little more than it was earlier. In normal scenarios, what that means is that the phone is performing better. But I've found the performance to be just on par where it was with the previous update. Remember, till the time Xiaomi switches the version, like from MIUI 11 to 12, there are no major changes, and I still feel their earlier versions of MIUI were amazing. If you talk about MIUI 10, even MIUI 11, I mean, just look at the animations. There you go. See, the animations are super fluid, and even if you talk about the launcher, so go to settings, go to more, you will see that this is the POCO launcher. So you don't really have those complete animations. Like for example, when it is opening, you have something missing, but the animations are there. I don't know what happened to them, the POCO team, with the POCO launcher after a few updates. So if you look at the camera animation over here, it is not as smooth and subtle as you would find it in MIUI 12.5, but in 11 it is there, it is fine. And over and above everything, what I like in MIUI 11 as a whole is the app opening speed. It's really quick, because you will notice this the moment this device gets MIUI 12. In the next episode or something, we will put MIUI 12 on this, and I will probably do a side-by-side comparison as well. So the app animations are there, battery backup is good, the phone is working fine, everything is good so far, no major issues, and Xiaomi was doing a great job. Now that is where our important tests come into the picture. You do see I have BGMI and a couple of other games installed like Call of Duty Mobile. I have played some of them and the gaming experience has been decent. Now, the K20 Pro comes with a Snapdragon 855, so this is not a device on which you would want to push it to HDR Extreme, although this device can do HDR Extreme. But if you're going to do a Senok Bootcamp hot drop with a squad and there are 50 people jumping into one spot, you will have lags left, right and center. Nonetheless, the game turbo is working just fine. So screen recording and all, good to go. No issues there at all. Now let's talk about the benchmark numbers. And before we actually talk about the benchmark numbers of this update, we will quickly have a look at the screen with a chart which will show us the benchmark numbers of previous updates. So first comes 3D Mark. Now remember, 3D Mark test is a graphic intensive test. It will tell you what exactly is going on, right? So first update 10.3.3, 4889. Now the second update 10.3.5. Keep this update in mind. Something important over here, okay? 5250. So that is a score improvement of 350 points, right? Then in the next test we had to skip, so leave that alone. Then we have MIUI 11.0.1, the first ever MIUI 11 update. We have 4486. So the moment you jump to a new MIUI version, your graphics score drops. And now 11.0.3, we are back to 4865. Now the good thing with this particular update is 5107 is the score of this particular update in 3D Mark. So that means the graphic performance has improved. At least that's what the benchmark number says. Now talking about the single core scores, in the first update, that is 10.3.3, that is what the phone launched with, you had 621. Then again, something special happening with 10.3.5, 749 single core. That's an improvement of almost 130 points, which is really huge. And then moving on to 10.4.7, 619, 11.0.1, 621, and 11.0.3, 645. And over here in 11.0.6, we have 744. So again, the single core score is for the first time matching with 10.3.5, which in our study has been by far the best update, at least in the benchmark numbers and the UI feel point of view. But there is a catch with that. I'll tell you that towards the end of the video. Now let's talk about the multi-core score. 2472 in 10.3.3. In 10.3.5, again 2608, right? And 10.4.7, 2524. So you move to Android 10 and you lose some points there. So you go to MIUI 11, you lose some more points again, 2479. 11.0.3, 2611, and now we have 2622. So the best score that we had, 2608, this is very close to that. So 10.3.5 and 11.0.6 doing a great job together. I'll tell you why these two updates are important, right? Now let's talk about N22 benchmark over here. In 10.3.3, we had 439,112. In 10.3.5, 440,283. 10.4.7, 425,801. And in 11.0.1, 5,01,642. 11.0.3, 5,03,494. And now in this particular update, 501,978. So Antutu is something I don't really take that seriously, because it is known to push, like the phones push their performance when they come to know that Antutu is there and stuff like that. But if we talk about the Geekbench and 3D Mark score, okay, this is really significant. Before we move to the next episode, you have very similar performance between 10.3.5 and 11.0.6, which is this update. And remember, I said the animations are good, everything on this update is decent. So the catch there was, if you try to go to 10.3.5, you will be downgrading 2 Android versions. Now a lot of people, while trying to do that, have had problems with the front camera. The front camera will not pop up, your gyro sensor will not work. And if you want to know if my front camera pops up, have a look over here. It's working just fine, so no problem there. I played BGMI as well, so I did not have any issues with the gyro as well. And mind you, I was on a custom ROM. I just plugged in my device in fast boot mode and I flashed this through fast boot, and everything has been fine since then. So what I'm trying to say over here is, if you are on 12.5 or MIUI 12, you have an unlocked bootloader, just back up all your data, flash this particular ROM, use it for a couple of days. My personal experience and the benchmark numbers are saying that this is the next best update after 10.3.5, because you cannot downgrade to 10.3.5 because it kills a lot of your sensors. This is the update I would recommend you guys to go to. Now, another good thing to notice over here is that this is the midlife update. When a phone is a year old, basically 2 years is when the life or the cycle of that phone gets over for Xiaomi or most of the manufacturers out there. Half the time in midlife, they've given a good update. They've revived this device. They've given you good benchmark numbers, good battery backup. And when you test your phones these days, remember, most of your K20 Pros will be 1.5 to 2 years old. So if your phone is almost 2 years old, your battery is not doing that great. Maybe replace your battery and you will extend the life of your smartphone. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say over here, in 11.0.6, I've had a good experience. The benchmark numbers are here to stay, and they say a very different story compared to the couple of previous updates. And that will not stop us from continuing our investigation and bringing you guys at least 2 or 3 more episodes for truth behind MIUI updates on the K20 Pro before we actually move to the Mi 11X and the POCO X3 Pro, episodes for which are coming soon as well. Let me know in the comment section how helpful this particular video and analysis is, and what according to you is the best MIUI version. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling, take care, goodbye.